On this National Day of Remembrance for victims of air disasters, many across Canada are remembering those who were killed when a Ukraine Airlines flight was shot down by Iranian missiles. Some of the victims attended McMaster University. Laverne McGee joins us now with the details. Good evening, Laverne.
Good evening, Taz. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and several other federal ministers joined victims' families for a ceremony in Richmond Hill in the GTA. And still 4 years later, there are several unanswered questions.
We gather today to remember and honor all loved ones.
Today, victims of Flight PS752 were honored with touching tributes and speeches. On January 8, 2020, minutes after takeoff in Tehran, Iranian officials shot down the plane. All 176 people on board were killed. The ceremony was held at the Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts. Amir Ali Alavi attended to honor his mother, a Toronto optometrist who was on that flight.
She was loved by the community, by family and friends, and she had a lot of dreams. She was preparing to enjoy the fruits of her hard work.
55 Canadian citizens and 30 permanent residents were among those lost, including 2 McMaster students. Imani Agubali and Mehdi Ashigani took pictures on the plane before their flight back to Canada to resume their studies. They were grad students in the Faculty of Engineering. And University of Toronto professor Fiona Rall still mourns the loss of one of her biology students.
Zainab was a student of mine in a biology classroom several years ago, and I think of her every time I start a new class because I remember that first time she walked down the steps to introduce herself in first-year biology.
Alavi also represents the Association of Families of Flight PS752 who are fighting for justice.
The accused individuals in Iran are still walking freely. The so-called criminal case that was held in Iran was just a sham.
Over the past 4 years, Canada has taken action to hold the Iranian regime accountable for the unlawful downing of Flight PS752. Iran has not taken legal responsibility. Today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced next steps in response to Iran's violation of international law. Canada, along with Sweden, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom, have jointly filed a case before the International Civil Aviation Organization.
We know there is more to do to hold the regime to account, and we will continue our work, including continuing to look for ways to responsibly list the IRGC as a terrorist organization and explore any and all other options.
Canada is also working to ensure that something like this never happens again. They're working with international partners to ensure when commercial airlines are flying over conflict zones, they are safe.